Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey fam, how you doing? Today we're kind of talking about love at first sight, like if you believe in it, and do you believe that there's only one person made for you in the world? So first question,
Wow.
do you believe in love at first sight?
Not for me, but I've heard other people who've had that experience. I was actually talking to somebody last week, and they said that first time they met the person that they're with, like they automatically fell in love, and they knew that
They fell in love?
Yeah, like they legit. It was just like went home and told their sister. He told his sister, "This is who I'm going to marry."
Wow.
Yeah, and I've heard actually a few people have said that. So I don't know. For me, I never did that. You know, our story went through different things, but it was never like, oh yeah. When I looked at you, I was like, yeah, that's who I'm gonna be with.
Damn.
Took a couple of looks, probably like
Oh, dang, babe.
love at 13th sight. No, but it's not. It wasn't like the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be. It was like,
Well, that's because of the way, like, we've known each other for years
okay.
prior to us. That's why I'll accept that one. I'll accept that one just because we've known each other for years, and he's definitely much older than me. So the first time he saw me, it definitely was probably like, oh, you know, little girl, until I turned into this woman.
Okay.
Anyways, let me finish though.
Okay.
I do not believe in love at first sight. I believe that you can have a connection with somebody at first sight. I don't think that is love, like you're in love with the person. Because I definitely feel like you can have a connection.
But is the term love at first sight actually mean in love, or it means that initial connection?
Well, I don't know. The way you just described that story, it seemed like the guy is in love. Like if you know you're gonna marry somebody already, that's definitely the feeling.
Okay.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know. For me, I feel like you can definitely have a connection with somebody at first sight. Cause that happened to me before.
Okay.
There was a guy that I was dating, but before I actually met him, I was driving up to one of my classes, and he was crossing the street, and I saw him, and he looked at me, and I was like, oh wow, he looks like somebody I would like to get to know. Like I felt like we could, like, even though I didn't know he was going into the same building, I felt like I definitely felt a connection. And then we actually, when I went into the building, he ended up being my supervisor.
Oh.
From my, not class, internship. He ended up being like my supervisor, and we ended up actually clicking like really well. So I believe in that connection, but I don't feel like that was love at first sight because we didn't make it.
Where is he now?
We didn't make it. You need to know where he is now. You here, baby. You here. That's
right.
all that matters.
Damn right.
Well, if you know the definition of love, right? Okay, so I'll look up the definition of love. It says a feeling of strong or consistent affection for a person. I don't feel like you can. I don't know. I don't feel like you can feel that for somebody.
So you're probably infatuated?
Because yeah, you can have like an infatuation or like just a connection, like, oh wow, I feel a certain vibe off of this person. My sister actually asked me this a few months ago if I believe in love at first sight, and that's when I realized I really don't, because even with us, like, even though it wasn't like the first time we saw each other, like whenever we met each other, the first time I actually looked at you and you looked at me, and it was like, oh wow, I think I can like pursue this. It wasn't love,
Okay.
Because it's like, if you love somebody, there's certain risk that you'll take for that person. There's certain things that you'll do for that person. I don't feel like you can make those certain sacrifices for somebody that you meet the first day. Like the first time you look at them, you're gonna like jump in front of a bullet for them. I feel like that's something you would do for somebody you love.
Got you. So you have to go through the process of that. Okay.
That's why I don't necessarily believe in love at first sight, but I definitely feel like you can have a connection with somebody.
Okay. I can work with that.
You can work with that. Okay, that's good.
Makes sense. That's a good explanation.
All right. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Okay. What about, do you believe that there's only one person in the world made for you?
No, I don't agree with that. Because what if you either get divorced or you lose your spouse, and then you fall in love with someone else? Then that wasn't one person made for you. You were genuinely in love with your spouse, and that ended if it was, because of death or divorce, and then you get with someone else and you're in real love with this person. I don't think that's one person is made for you.
Do you think it's on the same level? Like, do you think you would be able to love the person on that same level? Because
once again, you have to ask someone that's in that experience. When you're in that moment, you're married, you're in that moment, you're fully in love. All right, say, God forbid, you lose your spouse, then you're with someone else. In that moment, you're fully in love, right? Or you're saying
I understand you're fully in love, but what I'm saying is, okay, you're with this person, you're in love with this person. You can't see yourself with anybody else. Something happens, you're not with this person anymore, you're with somebody else. But do you still feel like, do you think you can still have that same connection, that same love, that same bond that you had with the first person?
I think it could be different type, but I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough thing, but I
drop some comments below. Tell us what you think, because
I have no idea on this subject, because I'm not experienced, obviously.
But you've been in other relationships before.
Okay.
You've been in other relationships before where you felt like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could have been in love prior. Do you feel like you had maybe a stronger connection with someone else before?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that one person that's made for you, that's like, there was nobody else that can be on that same level. Yes, I truly believe you can have a successful relationship with multiple people, but I don't know if you can necessarily have that same bond. Like, I feel like there is one person that is meant for you, but you can definitely have successful relationships with other people, but I don't necessarily feel like you can have that same bond, that same love with multiple people. Like, I felt that I've loved other people before, but I can't say in this moment that I've ever been in love with someone the way I'm in love with you. That's nice. That's nice. I said something so deep and like, that was dope, and that's nice. That's nice.
Oh, Fouki, that
Dang.
That just warms my follicles and my heart. That was nice.
Nah, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Yeah. I didn't think about it like that. That's good. That's a good breakdown.
No, touch me.
Oh, now you want me to?
Don't leave
me. She's acting up.
Just hold me.
But yeah, that's very good perspective to think of it that way. The deep love you have someone, I think probably is, you might have it for one. Yeah, so that's a different type of question.
How?
Is that you're
saying that this one person was the one that was made for me, even though you can have successful relationships with other people, but there was this one person that I had that I knew that this was just who I was supposed. Like for instance, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I remember seeing an episode on Red Talk where Will Smith was saying that he knew Jada Pinkett was who he was meant to be with, that's who he was supposed to be with, but he was married to someone else. He loved that person, and he said he wasn't going to get divorced because he didn't believe in that, but he knew that Jada Pinkett was who he was meant to be with.
Gotcha. It's a good person. Never thought of it like that.
Love doctor. Me, I'm the love doctor.
Why are you rubbing yourself?
I don't know. It just felt like it made sense. It just felt like it made sense. I guess not. It looks creepy.
I don't know.
All right, I'm rubbing it.
There we go.
Okay.
Go ahead, love doctor. Do your thing.
Okay. Let's keep it rated G.
Okay.
Let us know what you think. Do you believe in love at first sight? And do you believe that there's only one person made for you, or can multiple people be made for you? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Love you.